I know Haley, she was a terrific member of Congress. She was a really effective member of Obama's auto recovery task force. She's a doer. She's a doer, but she's not a modern politician. I mean, she is not somebody who has mastered the art of video and performance online.
So that's a healthy dose of copium.
This reminds me of like, those people on TikTok, they don't know anything about politics. They don't know about Palestine. Oh, Mamdani won because he has a good social media team. Abdul, it's kind of like a backhanded compliment. It's like, oh yeah, Abdul is good, but because he's got just like good cameras around him.
And beyond that, it's saying, oh no, her pro-Israel positions are wonderful, and her pro-war positions and all of her pro-Israel, everything is wonderful. She just was not a good communicator. She would have won with those positions if it wasn't for the fact that, then why did the Israeli donors pick such an idiot to run for them? Because they wanted empty vessels, someone who's a moron and will take orders and not question the orders. But now all of a sudden that's framed as, oh golly gee, we accidentally picked an empty vessel. But Hillary's not done yet. One more
that we haven't yet seen enough of is that when the progressives, the left, whatever we want to call, candidates on that side of the Democratic Party, when they lose, they often don't support the candidate that has been nominated. There was a lot of reluctance to support Kamala Harris. There was a lot of reluctance to support me when I got the nomination. So it can't be a one-way street. If we're going to have a fair election, as there was in Michigan, and somebody comes out ahead, a little bit ahead, but needs to get a huge percentage of the voters that voted for Haley, they're going to have to be willing to, get into a conversation that brings those people over.
So Hillary Clinton's a giant liar. I'm going to prove that to you in a second, and then I want to get Basim's reaction to this latest talking point. But let me show you first. 15% of Clinton voters threw their support behind John McCain in 2008. Oh, that's interesting. So a lot more Bernie voters voted against Hillary, right? Oh no, while 8 years later, only 6% of Bernie Sanders supporters ended up voting for Donald Trump. So in reality, Hillary Clinton's establishment Democratic voters were much more bitter and refused to vote for Barack Obama at a much higher rate. And here they are again, Basim. Oh, our side didn't win, the pro-Israel side didn't win. Well, we're gonna take our ball and go home. But are you? Because I don't think they represent any real voters. She's only talking about the corrupt Democratic politicians who work for corporate PACs and AIPAC. Were there really any Haley Stevens voters who were like, well, you know what, Abdul's just not corrupt enough. If he took more money from AIPAC, I would have voted for him. Is that a thing?
Oh man, this is just a $70 million that AIPAC spent talking. That this is ridiculous. The fact that they want us to tell us, oh my God, you see that Abdul that just won, your guy. Now me just gonna cost the Democratic Party the seat in Michigan. It's just like, oh, this is gonna be your punishment for voting for someone else. This is like the fear tactic, the same way that they say like, oh, if Mamdani wins, every billionaire would leave New York. Well, they're still staying there. Nobody left. Same thing.
Picture this, it's 1 a.m., you tell yourself just one more scroll through social media, and suddenly you're spiraling over the latest political dumpster fire. That spiral doesn't just exhaust your mind, it actually spikes your internal body temperature. And when your body stays hot, you can never hit that deep restorative sleep. So the fix? It's not a meditation app, it's your bed temperature. Enter ChiliPad 2.0. It's a water-based mattress topper that gives you total climate control from 55 to 115 degrees. No new mattress, no hassle. It fits right on top, and water is the game changer. A fan just stirs hot air around. ChiliPad uses actively chilled water to pull heat away from your body like a heat exchanger. The new 2.0 has a quieter dock, a washable cover, and a remote that senses when you climb in and fires up your sleep schedule automatically. Sharing the bed? Dual zones let each side pick their own temperature. No subscription, no hidden fees, 2-year warranty, made right here in the USA. Visit www.sleep, slash.me/TYT to get up to $255 off your chili pad 2.0 with code TYT. That's www.sleep.me/TYT. Free shipping, free returns, and a 30-night trial. The headlines will still be there in the morning. You might as well wake up ready for them. Yeah, and so it's weird. Now, mainstream media, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump all agree to the same thing. I was led to believe that they were against each other, but look at the Uniparty uniting the minute there's an outsider candidate who might represent the voters. So here comes Donald Trump, and Abdul had a terrific comeback to Trump's attack on his family. Watch this.
Last night he posted on social media a photograph of him and First Lady Melania Trump in formal attire, next to a photograph of you and your wife. You appear to be in a restaurant booth or something. Your wife is a psychiatrist. She's wearing a hijab. The caption was "Two very different Americas." What was your response when you saw that?
Yeah, he's right. One in which your overlords are two people who don't like each other but joint in the interest of making billions of dollars off of you, or two people who genuinely love each other, enjoyed some pancakes together, want to come together to build the kind of America where they can raise a family and know that that family is going to have the good things. So yes, you got two different visions of America. Donald Trump's vision is the one you're living in right now. Can you afford your gas? Can you afford your groceries? Do you believe when you look your kids in the eye that they're going to have a better future than you did?
Bassem, how excited are you that we now got Muslim American candidates just killing it out there on the campaign trail? I mean, he's slicing and dicing them. So that attack totally backfired with what Abdul said, don't you think?
I actually love when he said, like, yes, he's right. Look at Tapper's face. He said, he did this. Like when he said, like, he's right, he did this, and then, oh, whoa, wow, this guy is cooking. Yeah, and actually I love his thing when the other guy told him, well, Trump said that you're full of. It's like, well, at least I don't get mine into the Oval Office. That was a masterclass, I have to say. I love the comebacks. I love the comebacks. I love the comebacks. I like the people who are like quick on their feet. But Tapper's face, that guy Tappers, by the way, he's one who kind of like promoted all of the rape hoax in the October 7th. He got in like questionable witnesses who changed their words every time, but that's another conversation. But anyway,
yeah, don't get me started on Jake Tapper. We won't be. That'll be a whole nother hour. But Skip, our stage manager, just made a good point. One picture is Trump and Melania at a gala among the elites and the billionaires. Another picture is Abdul and his wife at a diner. Okay, yeah. Which was the real America?
Yeah, really.
Right, I mean, that to me looks like the real America. That's my existence in terms of diners and what we eat, etc. Gala, we're talking about a gala, okay? And he thinks that's the real America. I don't think it is. Yeah. Okay, so of course, Uniparty united against Abdul El-Sayed. But last thing on this is that you'd have to be nuts to vote for Mike Rogers in Michigan, because you're basically saying, I want this seat represented by Israel and not by America. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you hand any Senate seat, any political seat in the country to a different nation? And Mike Rogers swears to represent Israel loyally in the Senate. So no American should vote for him. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.